Okay. So now, today, what are we going to do? So till yesterday, we have actually imported three of the data sets, right? And we did few transformation in the calendar lookup. We created a calendar table, and we did few transformation in product lookup as well, right? We created few we used few statistical tools like number specific tools to just see how some minimum maximum all those things works, right? And today what we will focus on is basically a few of more transformation, and then today we will work on the fact or data tables. That means like the sales table that has been provided, right? So let me quickly first pull sales data, and from there I can continue, right? So right now we have calendar lookup, customer lookup, and product lookup, right? Now I will import sales 2017 data. So I'll go here, click on text CSV, and then I will let's pull sales 2017 data. Okay. So this is the preview. This is coming from Windows, comma, based on first 200 rows, they have decided the uh, data type format. We have order date, stock date, order number, product key, customer key, territory key, order line item, and order quantity. Looks okay. I will click on transform data. Now I have that thing in query editor. First thing, I will change the name of the table. So I will put it as AW underscore sales underscore 2017, right? And the rest things looks okay. It's coming on as a date format, and others are coming as uh, text numerical, so everything looks okay. Now if we look into the columns, what all things you guys see, right? So in sales table, as I mentioned, it will have uh, the numerical field, or maybe you can call a field which you can aggregate, right? So if you see here, uh, what do you see? You have here order quantity, and the rest all the columns, if I see from start, we have order date, we have order number, product key, customer key. So all these things, these columns is primary key, or we can discuss about primary or foreign key in a later section, but all these keys are present in these lookup tables. So this, how will you merge AW sales with other tables? So based on some one column, right? That should be common in other table, right? So all these columns that you see is available in each of these lookup table, and hence you can merge your fact or data table with the lookup table basis on these columns, right? So mostly if you will see in this fact table or in any of the fact table, or you have order date, so it will be common in calendar lookup. You have product key, it will be common in product lookup. Customer key, it will be common in customer lookup. You have few others, right? Territory key, so there will be one territory lookup we will create later on. You might have later on like one, like if you have other keys also in any of the table, then that means that is a common column with the other table. And why we have it here? So that we can create relationship between both the tables, data tables as well as lookup tables, right? So that's how we have it here. Order line item, this is 231 and order quantity is 211. Not very sure what order line item defines. For now, we will keep it. We will see later on if we don't need it, we can remove it. Right? So this is the data set for now. we will do a few of the transformation. uh, what I want to show is there it is two things called index column and conditional column. Many a times index column is very rarely used, but I will quickly touch base on that, and then I will talk about conditional column, which can be used later on, which we create to see basis on few conditions can we create a column. So basis on the existing columns, we will put some condition and then create a new column. So first I'll talk about the index column. So how to create index column? What we will do is I will go into add column, right? I will go into uh, just a moment, index column, right here. So what I see here, here I see from 0, from 1, and custom, right? So what happens, what do we understand by index first of all, right? So index means a column. Index column means a column in which you will contain a list of sequential values that can be used to identify each unique row in a table, right? So what it will like whenever we will create an index column, what it will show, it will uniquely define each of these rows. So we can start that column with value 0 or with value 1. So let's start with 1. If I do that, just see here, what do we see? We have 1 2 3 4 5 6. Basically this is a numbering, right? This acts as a numbering to identify uniquely each of the rows, right? What we can do is we see it's 1 2 3 4, that's fine, and then since it's number or index, I can you can right click, move, and bring it to beginning. You can anywhere actually pull these columns basis on your uh, convenience, right? So this is basically index 1 2 3 4. This can act as order ID or anything, but in this case we don't require that because we have transactional level data. You see, we have order date like on 1st of January 2017, what was the order and how much is the order quantity and all those things, right? So this data itself has a unique key, right? If you see, each of these will be each of these will be unique, right? Because we have product key, customer key, territory key, order line, order quantity. So uh, that's why we don't need index in this case, right? And hence we will not keep it. It was just for the demonstration purpose. Like let's say in some of the tables you don't have a key which will uniquely define each of the rows. Like you don't know that each row is unique, then what you will do, you can pull index over here and it will do a numbering like numbering sequence in this 1 2 3 4, which will tell that each of these column, or which can help you identify each of these unique row in a table, right? Here we don't need it, and we usually like most of the time it's not used anywhere, so don't worry about this. I just wanted to show that there is an option called index, in which if you click you will get like sequential number from here, right? And here you have like option also. Oh, I again clicked on it. Option also to customize, so can so that you can start with 0 or 1 or any number you want the numbering to start with, right? So for our case, I will actually remove all these columns. It was just for your knowledge, like additional information, right? So don't worry about that. So this is the data set that we started, right? Now the conditional column comes. This is important because many a times you need conditional column uh, to create few conditions basis on the existing columns, right? So what I will do here, if you see, right, we have, if you click on additional add column and then conditional column, you will see a column or a pane where you see you have to mention what do you want to give the new column name and what will be the condition, basically basis on which column name and what value you want to create a output, right? So if I go here, okay, let me actually go here and show you. So here you see under order quantity you have 2 1, likewise 1 2 3. If I do load more, you have 1 2 3. These are the quantities, only three values. So what I want to create a condition wherein what I will put, if the order quantity is 1, if the order quantity in this cell is 1, then I will tag it as single item. And if order quantity is greater than 1, then I will tag it as multiple item. Let's say somebody wants to create a column named as uh, quantity type, right? So what I will do, whatever column name you want to create, you will type it here. So in my case, it will be order quantity. Then in the conditions, what you can put, if your order quantity equals, under this you have multiple options: equals, does not equal, is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to. For this purpose, what I want is, if order quantity is equal to 1, then output single item. So wherever it will be 1, in whichever cell it will be 1, there will be one more column get added, and for that particular row, it will start showing us single item. Then we will add one more condition after doing add clause, else if order quantity is, now
Man,
I
I got a
want
question.
greater than, yeah, go ahead.
Is it a screen of freezing or for me or any other guys here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on my side too. I thought it's my my internet.
Yeah, the screen of freezing.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
is it,
think so.
Hmm.
are you guys not able to see
Yes.
my screen?
No, we see, but it's freezing. It's not moving. So,
So right now, what exactly you are seeing?
no, nothing.
Okay, let me
No,
stop
I'm not
sharing.
having any issues though.
You don't have any. You don't. Okay.
No, I'm seeing everything as she moves. No, no issues.
Yeah,
Wait,
now are
you.
you able to see, Hanan?
I'm seeing everything fine. Yeah, I have no issues.
Okay, so maybe then it's internet from your end, Klilu and City.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let me again stop sharing and start resharing. Maybe it will work fine for you guys then.
Aklilu and City, are you both on the same stage?
Are you guys seeing anything in my screen? On my screen?
I'm seeing everything fine.
Okay. What about others? Is it visible now?
Yes,
You know, it's visible. Sometimes it's stuck. It's not moving. It's freezing sometimes.
Okay, so right now is it, are you able to
Yeah.
see like whatever I am
Yes. Yes.
typing or
now it's good.
Yes.
okay, fine. So did you guys see like how did I started with conditional column?
Yes.
Nah, I just miss. I just miss the middle.
Okay, you just missed. Okay, so index column you can go through the recording again, but I will talk about the conditional column. So because I have just started it, uh, in any of the table, if you want to create a conditional column, by conditional column I mean that if you want to create a new column based on the existing column by putting some conditions, what you can do is you can go to the add column at the top, add column tab. Then at the top only you see there is something called conditional column. As soon as you click conditional column, this pane will open that you see on my screen, right? And under new column name you can put whatever name you want to provide. So for now, what I have given is quantity type, and my condition is if order quantity equals 1, then give output as single item if or else if order quantity is greater than 1. You see here there are multiple options: equals, does not equal, greater than or equal to, is less than or is less than or equal to. So all the possible combinations has been provided here. So for us we will use is greater than 1. Then we will tag it as multiple items, sorry, multiple items. uh, and else, by else I mean, so this is sufficient because in our case we know that there are only three values under order quantity. If you see here, I can't show you right now. So we have only three values, 1, 2, and 3. So this would suffice. But in the case you don't know, like all the values, maybe some values are blank or something, then in that case, what will happen? We will give a else condition, like if these two conditions does not satisfy, what other value it will put? So other value, else it will put other, which means neither it's single item nor it's multiple items, it's something else, right? And as soon as I click OK, there will be one quantity type will be created, which is ABC, because it's text, and you will see multiple items, single items, and all those things, right? So that is what you are seeing over here. Added conditional column.
Question, please.
Yeah, go on.
So this that column, the quantity type, yeah. So if it's a text sort of data type, why does it have ABC 1, 2, 3 at the bottom?
Okay, so let me quickly see what else do we have here. We have only this one, so that's fine. If I do text over here, okay, so not sure why it shows ABC
Okay.
and text. Maybe it did not read a few of the rows. So you can anytime change, the good catch. You can anytime change it to text, because I know that this particular column should be text. So it's ABC now, right?
Okay.
No problem. So now we are good with this. The two things I wanted to show you guys, index column and conditional column. So uh, that's fine over here. Now, what I want to talk about is there is two concept, which is uh, which is first thing I want to talk about is grouping and aggregating data, right? So under transform, we see there is something called group by, right? So what does group by does? Group by option will allow you to aggregate your data at different levels. So what by aggregation, what I mean, right now you have, let's say, transaction level data, like every day, how it's daily level data, right? This is daily level order data. Every day, how much order is happening, right? So if you see here, if I go here and click on product, click on product, let me quickly say product key. If I quickly sort it, you see here we have multiple 214. Product key means this is 214. The key of that product that has been sold is 214. So you see multiple rows with 214, right? So what does it mean? It means that product number 214 is ordered by multiple customers. You see, this is customer key. So customer key, this, all these are different. So product number 214 has been ordered by multiple customers on multiple dates, right? You see here, there's multiple dates they have ordered the same product, right? And if you want to transform it into a summary of orders table, right, by quantity, by summary, what I means, like rolled up by product keys. So if you want to know how many total number of quantities has been ordered for product 214, so then we will use this group by option, right? So group by is used to aggregate your data at different level, which means right now it's at, let's say, daily level, and you want to roll this up by product key, right, in such a way that you get a summary of orders into summary of orders in which you will have order quantity rolled up by unique product keys, right? So I will show you how it works. So if you click on group by, and then here what do you see? You see that you can specify the column to group by and the desired output, right? So let's say I do product key, and then I click on new column name as maybe total quantity, right? And then operation I want to do is sum of what, sum of order sum of order quantity, right? So how many order orders happened for each of the product, right? So it will aggregate all the rows. If I click on OK, what it will do is, you see, it has created one table in which we have only two columns. And what do we have? We have product key and we have total quantity. If I sort this by ascending, you see now you have only one value for 214, and you see that for product 214, in total 1218 quantity has been sold, right? Okay. So this is how group by works, right? And if you want to group by multiple keys, right? Right now it's only one key, product key. If somebody wants to group by let's say product key and customer key, right? So basically, what we will do is we will go to advanced. We will select multiple columns. So we have selected product key. We will do add grouping, select customer key, right? And then do new quantity type, total quantity. Operation will be sum. Column would be order quantity, right? So what it will does, it will aggregate your total orders by product key and customer key. So if I hit OK now, it will give me three columns, which will be product key, customer key, and total quantity. What does it shows is, for here you will see multiple product key. Why? Because right now what we are seeing is, for product 214 uh, has been ordered one time by this customer. So that's why it's showing like this. If you see here, you have three. If I select three and like a lot of values, right? Why we are getting a lot of values over here? Because if I select 17, what does it mean? That 480 product key, like the product tagged as 418, the key of that product is 480, has been ordered in total 17 in quantity by customer 11262, right? So this is how group by works. Usually we won't be doing group by from query editor. This is just for your purpose to understand like how group by works. So group by is usually used to aggregate your data at different levels. You can transform daily data into monthly. You can roll up your transaction level data by any store or by product or by customers, right? But all these things like that we discussed right now, group by, we will not do in query editor, right? If we want to create a new table, like if we want to aggregate, we can do that using DAX. In today, a lot of people is dropping, I think. Okay. So we will do it in Power BI desktop, right? So for now, it was just for your information to know like how group by works. I will remove these steps from the applied steps because we don't want it. And this is the actual table that we created, right? So till now, we have discussed three things in which two things you can do later on. Like first thing was add column, index column. We don't use it that frequently. Then the second thing was conditional column, which we can use, which we will be using later on, and which is like a good option to create a new column based on few conditions. So this you can remember. And then the third thing we discussed is group by. So group by works as you saw, right? Group by you can aggregate, but the group by thing we can do using DAX also, data analysis expression, that we will discuss later on. Here I just wanted to show and give you a feel like how does group by works and what is the purpose of group by option, right? So just don't worry about that. I have cleared all those steps. We don't need that group by like the table created after group by. We need our original table right now. So I have removed all those steps, right? Now we will discuss two more things: merge queries and append queries, right? What is the difference between merge queries? What is the difference, like what are merge queries, what are append queries? Should we go ahead with merge queries or not? All these things, because what happens many a times, uh, people will ask, why don't we use merge queries, or why do we use merge queries? Is there some benefit or is there some drawback using merge queries and all those things, right? So mm, what we can do is we can go to home tab. I will quickly show you how merge queries and append queries works, right? So in the home tab, if you see, uh, you click on merge queries. There are two options available: merge queries and merge queries as new. If you hit on merge queries, it will merge, uh, it will allow you to join the tables based on a particular common column, and it will actually bring the columns in this table itself. If you create a merge queries as new, it will create a new table in which you will have all the columns out here with the columns of other table, like the columns of both the tables whichever you want to merge, right? So if I do merge queries here, what it will show me, it will show AW sales 2017, and if let's say you want to merge it with product lookup, so the common key would be product key in both the case, right? So you see here, we have basically this is something we are doing to join two tables, right? This same thing you can do into relationship, like the modeling view, data model that we say, right? There what happens, it that will be a relation, which means the table will be separate. There only will be relation between both the tables. Right now what will happen if we go by this particular option, which is merge, it will pull all the columns of this table into this. It will not only create it will not only join both the tables, it will pull all the columns from one table to the another table. So that whenever we will do merge, that is what happens. Here we have left outer join. We will discuss the join kinds later on during the modeling view, but what happens in left outer, it will pull all the rows of the left table and matching rows from the right table, right? So for now, you will keep left outer as is, and then you will press OK. So as soon as you press OK, you see there is something called a column uh, created at the end, in which you see table, 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 right? Which looks very off. What is this? So then there is one option at the right, which you see in this column itself, there is something called expand, right? So if you click over here in this arrow, you see there is expand and aggregate, right? So by if I click OK over here, what it will do, it will pull all the columns from the other table. You have option to pull few of the columns also. let's say I pull few of the columns, like maybe product name, right? Product key, product color. Maybe these two, three things I will pull, and I will hit OK. So what it will show? Uh, it is showing me all these three columns, and there is a prefix which shows that these columns are coming from AW product lookup table, right? So this is how we have merged the two tables. By merging, we mean we are joining two tables, but in the case of merging, it will pull up few of the columns from the other table, or it will pull all the columns from the other table, which means that it will create a lot of duplicate, right? Because these values are itself stored in product lookup, right? So basically the drawback or downside of merging is merging creates a lot of duplicate and redundant data, right? So it's better to avoid merging and create data relationship in later stage, right? Both merging and creating data relationship is used for joining purpose, joining two tables, right? But the drawback of merging is it will create a lot of duplicate and redundant data, which we don't want, which we want to avoid. And hence we don't use merging. Like, it's not recommended to use merging, right? But since merging is an option, and many a times in interviews or later on also, this is like very uh, basic, not basic but good concept, and people ask like, do you know what is merging, what is the difference between merging and creating a relationship? Why we don't go ahead and use merging, instead we use uh, creating relationship in model view, right? So that's why merging we can do, because it's also used for joining, but we avoid it because it's inefficient. It creates a lot of duplicate and redundant data, which we don't want, right? Hence we will never use merging for any of the purpose, because the same thing you can do in modeling view. So that was only for the demo purpose. uh, key away Key takeaway is don't use merging. Merge queries are not recommended. I will cancel this, all these steps, and I'm back to my actual table, right? Any questions till now? Because today I'm doing a lot of things which is just for the demo purpose. You will not use it later on, but it's just for the concept, like why this, what are these options, and why do we use it, why don't we use it, right? So any doubts till now?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you merge two tables, they're using like a common key from both
Yes.
tables, right?
Yes.
So what happen if the other have a key, the other are no, they don't have any key? So it's gonna merge or it's gonna what happen?
Okay. So see, merging is, we do merging when we want to join two tables, and you can join two tables based on a common key. Otherwise, how you will join? Either, if you want to do left outer join or right outer join or full outer join, anything. So for joining, you need a key to merge both the tables, right? If you don't have any common key between the tables, how will you join? You won't be able to create a relationship also in your modeling view. So it's mandatory to have a key which is common in both the tables,
Okay.
right? Because the concept of joining the table is all, like the entire joining concept that you uh y- that is there, that is out there, is based on key. So there is a concept called primary key and foreign key. So whenever you want to join two tables, you need a certain column which is common in both the tables, which can be used to join both the tables. If there is no common key, then there is something called cross join, or something where each row will get matched to each row of the other table. But for our purpose, it is mandatory to have a common key to join in this case, right? Because we are doing left join, right join. So for all those purpose, we need a key, we need a common key in both the tables, right? So here you see there is no option of cross join. So that is a concept which we use in SQL and others, which is like basically you understand for your purpose, you need a common key to proceed, to do merging or to creating relationship. Have I answered your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got one more question. When you do like a join, so now you're extracting data from text, right?
Yeah.
What happen if you get data from one from text, the other from from SQL or XML, and is it possible to make a join or make the grouping?
You can do join, you can do grouping, anything, because the uh, n- uh, the data source that you are talking about, right, that is valid only till you have not imported your data over here. Let's say your one of the data sits in text and your one of the data is coming from SQL Server, right? Both the data sources are different, but as soon as you click on new source and pulled your data, you have connected your data or your table with that source. Here what do you see? You see that those tables are available, right? Whether let's say AW sales is coming from text and calendar and customer lookup is coming from SQL database. How does it make difference over here while creating a relationship? We have those keys to create relationships, right? So it doesn't matter from which data source it's coming. You can join or you can merge if you want, even if the tables or the data sets are coming from various sources. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So, any more questions? Anyone?
Just to bank on what he just said, like in
Yeah.
the event that you try to merge the two tables together or multiple tables, what happens if there is no common column, or I don't know what you'd call it, like something like a primary key or something? What would happen then?
So you that's what I told, right? So you won't be
Oh, I
able
know.
to join or merge in that case, right? Because you need a common key to join two tables, right? So if there is
Right.
no common key between product lookup and sales, then how will you merge or create a relationship between these two tables? Then in that case, what will happen? Even then, you want to create let's say a relationship. Which I don't know like how it will make sense, but even though if you want to create a relationship, then you need to create a column or a common key between these two tables. So basically uh, the final or the output of your the question that you guys are asking is basically, uh, if there is no common key, you won't be able to create relationship. That is the end thing, right? Even if you want to create a relationship, then you need to create a common key on your own in such a way that it's available in other table also, so that you can create a relationship, right? Without a common key, you won't be able to create or relationship or merge queries. Is it clear?
Yeah, turn it down, Adam. So then it would give you some sort of an error message, right? Or some sort of a message that, hey, there isn't any common tables or common columns
No,
between them.
let's say I do merge queries over here, right? And right now I okay,
Um,
I will show you how it will work. Let's say I select customer lookup, okay? And what I do is I'll go to merge queries. Here you have customer lookup, right? Let's say I select product lookup over here, right? Now, how will you create relationship? Tell me like which column you will select from the first and which column you will select from the second. If you do, if you select customer key and product key, although it will show, okay, relationship has been created and everything, but does this make sense? Will it give you any output? No. Why? Because product key is having other values. Product key is defining each of the products that is there in your database, right? And customer key is defining the each of the customers that is available in your database, right? So even though it is showing correct, why? Because both are numerical column and it feels like the Power BI understands that okay, you might have some of the values from here, but logically it is not making sense, right? Why would we merge two tables on the basis of customer key and product key? You don't have product key over here in the customer lookup, and you don't have like common key here. So in this case, you can't merge these two tables. Although you can merge, but it will not make sense. If you merge it on customer key and product key, it will not make sense. And if you want to properly merge these two tables, you can't, because you don't have common key in both the tables.
So you determine that before you start creating that relation. Well, before you start to merge anything, you can actually go through the tables and kind of like review the columns and stuff to see if there's any common column that you can
Exactly,
use to. Okay,
exactly.
and
Yes,
you
yes,
determine that. Okay, sure. Thank
yes,
you.
that is required. Yes. Okay. So whenever you will merge a table or you will create a relationship, it's mandatory to understand what column or what key you are picking from both the table, and is it making sense or not. So it should be from your end to actually go through each of the columns and see if this is the key in both the table which should be merged, or which should be picked to basically join both the tables, right? So I'll cancel this. Any more questions? Anyone? No questions? All good?
No question.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So, but the end result is like after all this discussion of merge queries and all those good questions though, but we will avoid using merging or doing merging queries because it creates a lot of duplicates. Because what happens is it will, whenever you will merge two tables, it will pull the columns from other table to the first table, which we don't want. Hence, we will avoid merging and we will do data relationship in the modeling view, right? This merging queries concept was that we discussed was only to for you guys to understand like how do we create merge queries, and uh, should we use data relationship over merge queries, or we are good with the merge queries, all those things, right? So I think it's clear now. The second thing what we will do is append queries under combine, right? So whenever you will select merge queries, it will merge it will add columns to an existing table, right? So that means your table will extend towards right, like more columns will be added. What happens in append? In append queries, it will allow you to combine two or more tables that share exact same column structure, right? And data types. So it will append two tables or more than two tables and add rows to an existing table, right? Basically it will stack one table and then below that another table, below that another table. So append queries will stack or combine two or more tables, but the condition is both the tables should have same column structure and same data type of that column, right? So I will show you this demo. Let me quickly pull other sales data, right? Right now we have AW sales 2017. Let me pull. For now, I will close and apply. I will go here. Get data. Then I will pull AW sales 2016 and AW sales 2015. Okay. I selected AW sales 2016. This is the preview, looks okay to me. I will transform data. Rename it AW sales 2016. Sorry. Close and apply. So you see AW sales 2016 over here, right? I'll pull one more data set, which is AW sales 2015. So if I transform data, okay. So now you have three sales tables, and each of the sales table, if you look, you have same column, right? Order date, stock date, order number, product key, and same data type. In 2017, we had created one column, which is quantity type. This was for understanding the conditional column option, right? So this is extra column. Right now, if we append these three tables, what will happen under quantity type? You will have blank for other tables, right? Because we don't have quantity type in other table, right? You see there is no quantity type because we have not created it. Either if we want quantity type, we can create quantity type in both the tables and then append, or we can delete quantity type from here and append, right? Just a moment. Sorry. Yeah. So what we will do is we will remove quantity type from 2017 data table, and we will append all the three tables. So this was only for the conditional column option to understand. Right now we don't need it, so I will remove this. Right, so now this also has the same number of columns as we have in 2016 and 2017. Right, now what we will do is we will go to append queries. Again, you have append queries and append queries as new. If I do append queries, what will happen? It will append both the tables. Let's say if you are on 2017 and click on append queries and append 2016 and 2015, all the three tables, all the data will be appended below 2017, right? And append queries as new will give me one new table in which all the three data will be appended. So I'll click on append queries as new, and in this case I have three tables, 2017, 2016, 2015. So I will click on three or more tables. I want to add 2016 and 2015, and then I want to click OK. So what it gave me? It gave me one table which is append one, and in this, if you click on order date, and I will sort it by ascending, what do you see? You see 1/1/2015. Starting from 1/1/2015, if you load more, it will give you till 2017, right? That means you have all the data from 2015 till 2017 in one table in append. And you have like separate data over here. But if you want all the sales data in one table, you can append multiple queries and you can have one single table for sales, right? So let me rename it as AW sales 2015 to 2017, right? So this is basically having data from 2015 to 2017, right? Now, if I want, since I have all the rows from 2015 to 2017, sales data from 2015 to 2017 in this table, why would we need individual table? It's just actually having or eating your data space, right? So what I will do, I will delete all these tables. So I will go here, right click, right? And then I want to delete this. But as soon as you delete this query, what does it say? It says the query AW sales 2015 cannot be deleted because it's being referenced by another query AW sales 2015 to 2017. What does it mean? It means that the table that we have created 2015 to 2017 is using all these three tables uh, to like all these three tables are being referenced or used in this AW sales 2015 to 2017. So that's why we can't create any of these tables. It will be here only. So the downside is we can't delete these tables and it will take space. So is it good way to create a append tables? It's not, because we have 2015 separate also and 2015 here also, right? So what we will do, uh, or what is the correct approach to append queries? We will append queries but not like this. What we will do, I will show you. There is something called referencing it from the folder. One way around is to move all these three files in a folder in your desktop, in a folder, right? And then connect to that folder. So I'll tell you how append queries, or the best way to actually do append queries, right? So I will, for the time being, I will delete these tables. We will do the same thing, but not like this. The approach would be different. I will show you, and then you guys can ask me questions if you will have any doubt. Till now, do you have any doubt? Like what happened?
Yeah,
We
I have
actually,
a.
yeah, please go ahead.
So how does appending deal with data redundancy, since it sort of
Appending
does the
doesn't
same
deal
thing?
appending doesn't deal with data redundancy. Appending is right. You can do append. That is, there is no problem in that.
Right, but I'm just saying, whenever we were merging, we were worried
Mhm.
that we would have data redundancy, right? So how does
Yeah,
appending actually avoid or deal with data redundancy? Because it's the same thing. I mean, it's merging it
it's
or combining the tables, different,
no,
well,
it's
more than
not
one
the
table together.
mm, no, it's not the same thing, right? It's not the
I mean,
same thing. Why? Merging and appending are both different concepts. These are not the same.
well,
In
I mean, in
appending,
a sense,
Mhm,
they are. Well, what I understood is that the only thing that I, okay, so maybe correct me if I'm wrong too. The only
mhm,
thing I understood, the main difference. Adam, turn that thing down. I can't hear. The only thing I understood is that when
mhm,
you're appending,
mhm,
you are appending tables that are in the same structure, like they have the same number of columns, or you know, the data types are the same, whatnot, right?
mhm,
So we're
mhm,
appending three, like an example that you gave, 2015 to 2017. So those
mhm,
three tables are very much the same, different
mhm,
year. So we were able to append those. Whereas with whenever you're dealing with merging,
mhm,
they don't necessarily have to have the same data structure, right? Is what I understood.
mhm.
But then
Yes.
again, you're dealing with a lot of data redundancy because and that's why you said to avoid it as much as possible. So the
Hmm.
main difference to me is the structure of the the tables and how you're able to. So in this sense, I mean, there, I guess ultimately though, or essentially, it's doing the same thing. There, it's allowing us
I
to
got
be
your
able to
question.
combine.
I got
So
your
then,
question. I'll
how?
answer
Yeah,
that.
how is that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is the difference between data appending and data merging? You were right on point, right? One thing you missed it in data appending. What are we appending? Like all the three data sets that we appended, what are those? AW sales 2017. Although we have same columns, right? But will it be having the same information in AW sales 2017? We are having data for 2017. That means all the orders that happened in year 2017, we have that information. And any of these values, like any of these rows, won't be available in other sales table because all the three sales tables are different. Although the column names are same, but each of those tables are showing me different data. One is order data or sales data for 2015, one is sales data for 2016, one is sales data for 2017. So the information that is available in each of these table is entirely different. There is no common rows. By data redundancy, what do you understand? By data redundancy means the same data is repeating in one of the tables, right? But in appending, do you think any of the row will be common? No, it won't, because in 2017 table it will have the information or the sales information only for 2017 year, not 2016, not 2015. So all those three tables that we had, AW sales 2016, 2015, 2017, each of these tables have unique data, and if we append, all the rows will be unique. There will be no common row or no duplicate row. There is no data redundancy in this case. You understand that?
Yeah,
But
I do. I
but
understand.
in the case of merging, what happens is it will repeat itself. Why it will repeat? Because two, 214, we are merging two tables. Let's say sales table with product table on the basis of product key, right? So what will happen wherever we will have, let's say I sort it, I see that there is 214 multiple times, and we will merge these two tables based on product key. So since 214 is repeating 100 times, 10 times, whatever number of times, more than 3, 4, 2 times, so the data related to this product key. So from product lookup, what all we had pulled product name, product color, and all those. So in each of these rows, product name and product color will be same. So those values will be repeating in each of the rows. Wherever it will be 214, we will get the same product name and same product color, right? So that is basically repeating, that is duplicate in each of the rows, which we don't want. So in merging, it will duplicate, because what happens is it will pull information from other table, and since we have multiple rows over here it will uh, appear in other rows also. It will not be unique. But in the case of appending, the entire data set itself is different. There is no common row in any of the table. So there will be no data duplication or data redundancy in that case. Is it clear?
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't allow for any data redundancy when it comes to appending. So
No,
it's a better option between, if we have to choose between merging and appending, then we would have to go with appending.
no. So now again, merging is different concept, appending is different concept. Merging
Mhm.
is used for joining tables, and appending is just to stack or combine multiple tables. So don't get confused with merge or
Okay.
append. Merging is equivalent to data relationship, because merging also helps you in data joining, and relationship also creating relationship, which we will read later on, but that also helps you to join tables. So those are the same concept, but appending is entirely different. It doesn't mean that appending is available here, that means both are the same. Appending just help you combine multiple tables in one, that's it. There is no other thing or no other concept of appending. No joining, nothing. Is
So
it clear?
we don't need a common column when you use appending.
You have to have same column structure to append, but that doesn't mean it's not joining the tables. Like, by joining I mean creating relationship between two tables. Appending, the purpose of appending is only to combine multiple tables, and you can combine only when you have same column structure. But join is entirely different concept. Don't get confused joining on merging with appending. Right, the condition that you are telling, right, to append, the condition is you have to have same column structure, you have to have same data type of each of the column. But appending is just for combining multiple columns, and merging is for joining two tables. So joining and appending or combining or stacking is entirely different. Don't get confused between both those things. Is it clear or you guys are confused?
I'm still a little bit unclear when it comes to merging and appending. I don't know, because in my mind, I thought they were all ultimately serving the same purpose, like that they were joining tables together. But now I'd have to go back and take a look again. I have to, yeah. Like I want to tell myself that exactly what you just said, but it hasn't registered yet in my head. Like so, appending is appending is combining more than two tables together is what it's doing, and then
Yes.
merging is essentially the same thing, combining.
Merging is no merging. So I'll tell you. In
Yeah, this
appending,
is
what
what
will
I
happen?
know.
Okay, I'll tell you. 1 minute. Now I think like this, you guys will understand. So in one line, if you want to tell, in merging, number of columns will increase. In combining or in appending, number of columns will remain same. Right? In appending, if you have 5 columns and you append with other table, it will have only 5 columns. Just the number of rows will increase. Why? Because you have stacked the other table
Right,
below
you're not adding
the
any
first table.
columns
You are not adding
in your
any column,
appending.
right? But in
Yeah,
merging, what happens? Your number of columns will increase because you are pulling columns from other table also, right? So that is the basic difference. Is it clear now?
yeah, because with merging, you can have, like say one table may have like 5 columns and the other one may have 8 columns. When you merge
Correct.
them together, you now have 13 columns, right? Because you merged them together. The two tables have, merged columns together. And then whereas with appending, you have the same number of columns and the data types and everything is the same. So the columns don't add, it's only the rows that add, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Is it clear now?
Ooh, it
Okay.
is to me. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. City, Aklilu, any questions you guys have?
No question for me.
It's
Okay.
clear.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So when we were combining it with like that, it was actually since the merged table, sorry, the appended table uh, were referencing to all those three tables, right? So that's why what we are doing, we will append in the same process, but we will follow the different approach. I'll quickly talk about that. So I'll go here. I will go to more. First of all, what I will do is uh, under to append multiple tables, right? What I have done is I have created a folder and put all the 2015, 2016, 2017 data in one folder known as AW sales, right? And I will connect my Power BI to that folder. So if I go to folder here, right, browse, I will go into downloads. I will go to Power BI Bash 22 course file, Adventure Works, AW Sales, right? So this is the folder, folder where we have stored all the other data sets, right? I hit OK. I see there, you see there are 3 data sets, 2015, 16, 17 in that folder we have stored, right? I will transform data, and you see this one is showing me preview like the all the 3 data sets here in query editor. What I will do is I will hit on combine in the content column at the right. You see it has shown, like here you have all the 3 data sets, and this is the preview. If I hit OK, what it will give me, it will give me a table in which you have if you see source name. So source name is basically 2015, 2016, 2017. So that means all the rows are coming from uh, the three source, which is sales 2015, sales 2016, sales 2017. I don't need sales name, so I'll remove this. So at the end, if you see here, what all dates you have data from 2015 till 2017, right? So in this case, you have, and if you see the name of the table is AW sales. How come it has automatically picked AW sales? Because we had stored our files in a folder named AW sales. So the Power BI itself has pulled the AW sales name for this table, right? We are good with AW sales. It has all 2015 till 2017 and all those columns, right? So what happens here? We don't have separate 15, 16, 17. We have all data in one table, and there is no referencing or anything else is happening. So this data is clean. Now you see at the top there are multiple things over here. So don't worry about that, because these are automatic generated query information, right? So this happened in order to make all those combine, or all those these things that you see here, combining of multiple tables from the folder. So for this, they have created, like in the backend, some query has run to do that. So you don't need to touch this. You don't need to worry about this. Just hide this. And now we have under queries, we have 4 queries: product lookup. I'll refresh it. Customer lookup, calendar lookup, and sales. In sales, we have 3 years of data, right? So this is how we have used append queries, right? So in append queries, we have, like in AW sales, we have all the 3 data set appended, but we have not gone with this particular option. What we have done is to append, we have created a folder in our desktop in which we have put all the 3 data sets, and we have connected our, like we have pulled
Hi, Miha.
uh yeah.
Ana.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Sati.
Go on. Do you have any question?
I think she dropped out.
Okay, okay. Yeah, looks like she dropped off.
Yeah, she's having issues with connection tonight.
I don't know from, okay.
Mm.
Looks like she had some connection issue. Okay.
Mm.
So in that way, like we have created a folder, we have placed all the 3 data sets in that folder, and we have connected our Power BI with that folder. So it has picked all the 3 data sets, and all the appending happened in the backend that you see they have run some query, and this is how we got this AW sales, right? So we are good with these columns. This table looks okay. I will close and apply. It will come here. And now, instead of these 2016, 2017, all those, you will see one AW sales, which is much cleaner, right? Now we have one fact table, which will have sales information of all the 3 years. You have calendar lookup, customer lookup, product lookup. If you go to the data view, uh, you see there is something called AW sales at the bottom and all the columns out there, which is customer key, order date, and all these things, right? If I click here, you can see the preview. And then here under model view, we have tables, product lookup, customer lookup, calendar lookup, and AW sales. Now, all these relationships that you see here, that has been automatically generated by Power BI, right? So we won't trust all these. Whenever we will work on the relationship, the modeling view, we will delete this and then we will do it from scratch. So for now, I will delete this, right? I don't need a relationship from like automatic generated relationship. We will work on it on our own, understanding each of the columns and then creating a relationship. So for now, I will delete it. And we have four tables: product lookup, customer lookup, calendar lookup, and sales table, right? These are the four tables that we have.
I got
Any
question.
question? Sorry.
Yes, question.
Yeah.
So when you combining two tables, is this merge these you can advise merge or appendix? Which one is good instead of data redundancy? And
Okay, appending is different and merging is different. That's what we were discussing, right? When
okay,
appending is something where you combine multiple tables. If you have sales, let's say in our case, what happened? We had sales information in multiple tables. So it's better to have sales information, all the years of sales information in one table, right? So that's why we went ahead and did appending of all those 3 years. Appending don't include any redundancy because it will have individual, like it will have unique rows in each of the table. In 2017 it will have 2017 data, in 2016 it will have 2016 data, in 2015 it will be have 2015 data, right? So we can do appending, you can go ahead with appending, there is no issue in appending. When it comes to merging and in appending, what happens if you have 5 columns at the start, by after appending also you will have only 5 columns, because what you are doing, you are just stacking other tables below one, right? So it will have only 5 columns, there will be no data redundancy, nothing. You can go ahead with appending, create one table for sales. If you have multiple tables of sales, it's recommended to append if you have smaller multiple tables having same, like same column structure and everything, but different tables. It's recommended to create one table because it will be easier to work with, right? So I recommend to append your data if required. Merging, on the other hand, when it comes to merging, what merging does is it joins two tables. In merging, what will happen, you will get additional columns added. So if you start with 5 columns at the start, and if you merge that table with some other table, you might end up with more than 5 columns, right? 6 columns, 7 column, or a number of columns, it will get added. In that case, data duplication will be there in each row, data will be redundant, which is not recommended. Instead of merging, we will read in our next lecture, not next lecture, in upcoming lectures, how to create data relationship. In that case, there will be no data redundancy, right? So merging is not recommended. Merging is used for joining. Instead of merging, we will go ahead with data relationship, creation of data relationship. And in case of appending, it's recommended if you have same type of data in multiple tables, it's recommended to append and have one data set. Have I answered your question?
yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Just
Any more
one last
questions?
question for me,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
So, with regards to appending, if you wanted to, like, say, if you have the number of rows in each table may be slightly different, does that
Mhm.
matter, or it has to be the exact same?
No, it won't matter. It will just, you just have to have same column structure and data type. That's it. Let's say if you have 100 rows in one table and 1,000 rows in another table, doesn't matter. After combining, it will be have 1,000 plus 100, right?
Okay,
1,100 rows, like that.
okay, thank you.
Any more questions?
I don't have any questions. Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, so I think we are good with this, and we have actually completed a lot of things over here. So now we have like three data sets here and three six data sets. Now we have two or three more tables to basically import, which is very basic. Not much transformation is required. We have discussed most of the things. So I think one lecture or so, and we will be finishing our data shaping and connecting all these things, and then we will start with uh, the relationship part, the next this data modeling part, right? So for today, I think we are good, and we can wrap up the session if you guys don't have any questions.
I think I'm good. Thank you so much again.
No problem. Okay, so I think I'll stop recording, and we are good with